Alright. I'll let you handle chat then.
Yeah, I'm on chat. Alright, we are live.
We are live, and in the future, we are back from the disease!
Welcome back, Space Cadets, to Hal&Dave's trip to Jupiter.
And
That was kind of loud.
That is unusually loud, so I guess we're going to have to adjust some things.
Yeah, this game goes from having like the quietest, most relaxing music to pring
At a moment's notice, I find. But right now, we are here to enjoy some Xenoblade, which is one of my personal favorite JRPGs in the last, well, modern JRPGs, I should say.
Oh, no, I'll go on record, because we're being, recorded right now, that this is my favorite JRPG of all time.
Well, that's fair. It's not my favorite JRPG. I think that's Persona 4 at this point, but still. I will defend Persona 4's honor in certain cases.
Oh,
not
man,
all
we're getting started before, like, everybody shows up?
I guess we'll pause and
Yeah, we want to pause for a second.
well, let's give some people a chance to find out. We only have about 2 people.
So we got 2 people in here, and we're just off to the races.
To be fair, one of those people is me, just so I can interact with chat if I have to.
Wow.
I know it's
way to break the mystery.
It's sad but true. I just learned to accept it, but
Yeah, this is just our chance to just get ourselves some like drinks and stuff, and
I guess we'll
hang
do
out.
some. Yeah, and I guess we can do some pre-recorded, pre-game banter. I guess.
Yes, that's right.
But-
Pre-banter.
Well, okay, so let me go over my favorite JRPGs in general. Persona 4. That's a pretty high mark game for me. You always have to have one Final Fantasy, and I'm gonna choose 6 and 7. Fuck you. You can argue over which one's best, but fuck you, I'm choosing both 6 and 7.
I mean, I think I mentioned this before when we were playing Chrono Trigger, that my favorite Final Fantasy was 9.
That's fair.
It was also my first one. I don't know if that like affects the opinion or not.
I
thought
think
it was well done.
kinda does, but I think it's actually a well done game on its own merit. So I'm not gonna fault you for choosing 9. It's not 15.
Yeah, really. I would say, besides something from the Xeno franchise, my favorite RPGs has been like, I thought Golden Sun was really good. I was really into that for a while.
Well, that's fair.
I had the GameCube, so I was playing like Tales of Symphonia.
Ooh.
Actually, I played back to back. I played Skies of Arcadia Legends, which was the GameCube port of that game, and then I played then I played Tales of Symphonia. So I played like 2 huge JRPGs back to back.
Yeah. Honestly, Lunar, the first one, is also a high watermark RPG for me. That one's more obscure than anything else, but if you like 90s style anime stuff, Lunar is like perfection.
I remember seeing that on shelves, like when I had just gotten into anime, and I was like, "Oh man, this looks so cool."
Look, eventually you get a magic sword and become the Dragon Master, so...
That's always with the magic swords, eh?
Look, you have to find the pieces of armor, and then you end up looking like this cool, mystical, badass hero. Like, I love it. And it has, like, this... Okay. It has a Disney princess song in the middle, and it's one of my favorite scenes in all of JRPGs.
What?
Literally, you find your love interest, Luna, singing about how she wishes that she could be with you in, like, on a boat. It's just a really freaking good scene. I'll show it to you later.
Definitely.
But
where is everybody? Where's all our friends?
It is true. Where are all our friends?
Now I see why some of these like streamers have such a long build-up when they're starting the stream.
Yeah, like,
like what Pat stares at. He just like sits there for like a half hour talking about random stuff.
I guess we're in that mode of just talking about random stuff. So when are we gonna bring up Skeleton Warriors?
Nah.
Or Mummies Alive? Or Extreme Dinosaurs?
Yeah.
Or
there we go. We just did.
Or the Quack Pack. I wanted to throw in a curveball there. I could also bring up the Mighty Ducks. Here come the Mighty Ducks, burning up. I'm not gonna finish that song now.
Burning up the ice.
It's just the Mighty Ducks.
Oh, good. This is a good way to start a stream, is to try to remember the lyrics to the Mighty Ducks.
Because I am a god of duckitude. You know? It's time to watch the mighty ducks and compare the pride. Ducks rock, ducks rock, ducks rock. But no, I'm gonna finish up there now because you don't want to hear me sing.
Oh. All our friends are on Discord streaming some game.
Oh, fuck them. Tell them to join us.
As if the add everyone wasn't enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well. Oh, hey, Luna's joined us. Hello, Princess Luna. I was describing a certain Luna, but it wasn't you.
More of a silver star kind of thing.
It was a silver star Luna, but we do appreciate you being here. Don't worry, I'm sure they'll join us soon, and then we can be together forever.
Alright, let's get things started, shall we?
Alright, we're playing Xenoblade.
The world was nothing more than an endless sea.
Yep, it was an endless sea, guys.
In a boundless sky. Reaching as far as could possibly be imagined.
So, one time Godzilla and Mazinger got really mad at each other, and things kind of went out from there.
Two great titans came into existence.
Oh, look at this. So, this actually looks a lot closer to, like, the promo art that they did.
This looks fucking cool. This is everything I want in giant mecha battles.
Look at those specular maps on Mechonis.
I love them. God. Oh, that face is so good. Oh, that swing is so good. This is what I love about giant robots.
I mean, this is giant battle. They have such weight. Oh, there goes the Mechonis arm.
This is everything I want from anime and more.
You'll be in trouble when it grows back.
Yeah. Yeah.
The titans
I
were
can
lost
hear
in
the
a
epic
timeless
anime
night.
theme this is playing right now.
That Gurren Lagann thing going on.
Yeah.
Until at last, only their lifeless corpses remained.
No, not their lifeless corpses.
I realized Monolith Soft loves doing this,
Now,
where they show you like this cryptic opening,
this vast land
and then
stretching
they
across
cut
the remains
like
of the biomes
literally thousands of years ahead.
from a relentless force known as the Mechon.
Hey, it's the Stormtroopers. Or the
Yeah.
Rebel Alliance. Whatever you want to go for. The Rebel Troopers, if you will.
Meanwhile, in Minneapolis, a little too topical.
Let's avoid getting that
I know.
topical.
That's the only. It just seemed too right when I was playing it earlier. I'm like, wow, you know, we make a lot of fiction, but
Man,
you know, fiction is like our way of working through possible like real life.
So this
things.
is what would happen if Steven Spielberg directed a mecha anime.
Kind of, yeah. I like so the mecha now have proper like bump maps and specular maps on them, so they're like good and shiny.
I like it.
Nom.
Honestly, the Mechon designs are really good anyway, so...
Oh yeah, it's very interesting how ornate they become.
I like the clockwork ornateness of them. They always were neat looking.
Oh yeah, that's what made this game look good on the Wii.
Hey, it's Conan.
For a bunch of soulless
Really?
machines, they seem
And
to
well,
know
think
things.
about it. Like, you're like this long-haired, like, you know, black hair. Like, he's a little bit Conan.
What is best in life? To feel the power of the Monado.
Yeah.
Dunban. We've been given the order to retreat.
Oh, man.
We're pulling back the line to Colony 6. That's where we'll set up the last line of defense.
I'm gonna try to be a good boy and not like spoil anything, but this is one of those games where you go back and see the beginning again after you finished it, and you see so much more, and you're like, aha!
Well, Xeno stuff has always been good with this type of thing where they'll, you know...
We have the Monado. With this,
What's
like-
really cool is this is actually a real space that you can visit in the game world, and not just like some cutscene land.
the Monado.
That's neat.
I can tell
Oh, hey, we got a shim.
Getting short-sighted in your old age, Dixon.
I'm fine.
Hello, Shim.
Don't worry, I'm still in
Glad you could
control.
join us.
We'll have a Luna and a Shim. Together, they can be Shim Luna.
Into a beast.
Luna Shim? I don't know.
I'm with you. You'll
Whatever.
need someone to
Combined, you're our most consistent watcher. We appreciate it.
Fusion, ha!
Yeah.
You two
Oi.
have been ordered to pull back. I'm leaving.
Well, I say you're coming with us. What would we do without those?
Alright, let's be real here. Mumkar over there has, like, the most obviously bad guy look of this group.
Yeah. Look, he might as well be named Starscream, Betrayer of Worlds.
Acknowledged.
Yeah, well,
He's not like the regular Starscream. He's Starscream, Betrayer of
look,
Worlds.
he's already selling them out, and he's only been on screen for, like, 30 seconds.
Yep.
Also, he's got a Cockney accent. That's how you know he's a bad guy.
Yeah, look. He has that, like, rough Cockney accent. Okay. Close.
Yep. So, yeah, if you played this game on the Wii using a Pro controller, or a classic controller or whatever, the controls are essentially the same.
Okay.
So, yeah, you tap L or R to cycle through targets, and then, you know, A button on the menu. See, the first time I ever played this game, I was actually really confused, because I would try to circle around the enemy, and then the enemy just kept following me, and I'm like, huh? Because I thought it was more of like a action thing than it actually is.
Yeah. No.
Mechon M72.
It's one of those things of just, like, learning how, like, it's kind of like learning that you kind of have, like, an auto thing going on.
Yeah, when I started to realize that it was like a MMO, pseudo-MMO kind of battle system, is when I finally was like, oh, that's how it goes.
Yeah, no, the only issue with this controller is that I kind of have to kind of get used to the feel a bit. And also, I forgot, like, ZL and ZR are a thing.
Yeah, well, you know, just mostly right now, just worry about L and R for targeting, and then, like, A and B for commands.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta fight Big Dude. You gotta fight M82. Man. This battle theme haunts my nightmares.
Why?
It's one of those themes that kind of gets into your head, and then because of it, you remember particular moments in your life.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Where you felt like you were fighting a boss.
I am the boss.
Yeah, Monado Buster that thing.
Monado Buster! But no, I actually bought a Pro controller for my Wii for this game.
Looks like the Mechon are hell-bent on
There you
taking
go.
us out.
I actually played it originally with the Wiimote and Nunchuck.
Let's even the odds.
I heard that was a bad idea, so just buy the controller was...
It works itself out once you just know where the buttons are, because there's no motion controls.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so it's kind of the same. You can really go either way. But now that's not an issue, because it's on the Switch.
Yeah. Why do you want to betray the guy who makes you like a powerful god boy? How could you, man?
Because he's sick of this shit.
Fair enough. Dunban.
Oh no. Power overwhelming.
No, Dunban! You are best character! What will we do without you?
Man, Dixon takes it in the back.
Yeah. Man, thank God for Dixon. He is the most loyal friend we could ask for.
He's like Team Dad over here.
I know. He is Team Dad. Now,
Also, I forget. I'm trying to think of what that mustache reminds me of, but I kind of like it.
that's fair.
Oh, I got it. It's Hulk Hogan.
Oh God, yes, I see it!
I'm like, I'm placing. He's Hulk Hogan.
Hate to drop this on you, but it's the banana they're after. So have fun keeping them occupied for me. I'm getting the hell out of here.
Mumka, you just...
You damn dirty Starscream!
See, you've been in the story for 5 minutes and you've already betrayed us. It's those dark circles under the eyes that give it away.
No, it's the Cockney accent that really does it to me. No, you're right about it.
I mean, I talk about the whole, like, Operation Rainfall thing for this game, but I feel like everybody who's currently watching already knows that story.
Honestly,
It's a good story, though.
it's a good one, though. You never know if we're sharing this and who knows people. If we get more people in and maybe people who don't know, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
Like, let's wait on, like,
There's a
people.
lot of info out there about now. It's quite interesting, man.
Honestly, it's a
I
fascinating
love
thing.
this bit. Lasers. All the targeting lasers.
God, those are nice laser effects.
That is the definition of fucked.
If you think the Homs, the people of Bionis, are just waiting here for you to pick
You know,
you are
I this is actually how you set up a fantasy world well. And I'm going to say this.
I just realized this game has 2 prologues.
Yes.
God damn it, Xenoblade.
Well, yes. Who cares? No, but this is how you set up a fantasy world. You want to know why?
Yeah.
First, they don't give you too much information to... They give you enough information, you know, that takes place with these 2 giants, the Bionis and the Mechonis.
I love that they're just stuck together like that, and they've been there for 10,000 years.
And then, you know, there's a war, so, you know, there's like between humans, or organics, and you know that the humans call themselves the Homs.
Yeah.
That's
part of the British dub. The British dub actually added a lot of terminology to it that wasn't there in the Japanese
Well, who
language.
the fuck... Okay, you know what? Fuck, that's awesome.
Yeah, well, on the subject of the British language dub... British language, you know, whatever. You guys know what we're talking about. Yeah, well, like, because, like, Bionis and Mechonis are also names that we were given, which I think are really cool.
Yeah.
And they are fairly faithful translations of what their names were in Japanese, but make sense in English.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because in Japanese, Bionis is just like Kyoshin or something. It's like giant god. And, you know, like Kishi, I don't know. Something Shin for Mechonis, it just means machine god. So to talk about it as like Bionis and Mechonis, like biological versus mechanical, really works. So they did a pretty good job on this one.
Yeah, no,
I guess, like, people were commenting that, like, most of the characters speak with, like, a London accent, so they sound like it's an accent as Americans were more used to hearing, so it doesn't sound weird. Compared to all the crazy accents we got in the Xenoblade 2 dub.
you're not wrong.
Don't forget about me! That meme.
It's not a mechon. It's just
That's kind of cute. Why are we gonna kill this?
It was using the mechon armor as a shell.
Their face has got a huge facelift.
Yeah.
Use your arms to finish it off.
Mechon Recognize Sight.
I got it. I know what I'm doing.
We played this game 10 years ago. Yeah, so for the most part it's the same. The HUD just got a few adjustments where you can more clearly see where your art is on cooldown, thanks to the ring around it. And if you pay attention, there's going to be like a little exclamation mark that pops up when it's the right time to use an art, like backslash has the mark when you're behind an enemy.
Yay, I did it. I have proved my justice.
You gotta do something else? Yeah, you gotta put the caterpillar.
Oh, dang.
It's just sitting there not attacking you, and you're like, we must kill it.
It did things to me, man.
Oh yeah, if you ever want to like reset the camera, click in the right stick.
Like that?
Yeah, and so then the camera just follows behind you.
Yeah.
Sometimes it helps when you're trying to figure out your orientation relative to the enemy. Grab battle.
Thanks, Ryan. That was a close one.
Thanks, Ron. I love you, if you know what I mean. And by love you, I mean love you like a brother. Who loves his brother a little too much. Who doesn't love his brother a little too much. Whatever you want to think about that.
I wish Ryan was my big brother. Wait, that got weird.
We have gone... Ryan is the sexiest motherfucker in this game. We have proof in this scientifically.
I mean, he's that like jacked dude who, you know, wears like a breastplate but makes sure to keep his like upper arms and abdomen bare just to show off how jacked he is.
You know, I've been watching a lot of He-Man and She-Ra, and he's basically a He-Man character. And I'm
He is
okay
a
with
He-Man character.
Like, I feel like he's about to go, I have the power at me.
No, that's Shulk's department in this game.
Yeah.
That's the difference between Japanese
Oh
and...
my god, Shulk is Adam.
Shulk is Prince Adam, yeah. Okay, now we've, see? We've already made a thing.
Well, guys, apparently it's He-Man and Adam teaming up against the world.
Yeah. Well, I know who Skeletor is, and he'll be back soon.
Don't worry, Skeletor's always back.
Yeah, so basically, did not tell us anything worth knowing.
Blah, blah, blah.
Oh yeah, they actually, they still have the enemy markers that are colored to kind of tell you what their threat level is relative to you.
Yay, we leveled up. That was worth it. Actually, it was.
It was.
This is one of those games
You're
where
gonna fight
levels...
that bunny?
Yeah, let's kill the fucking bunny.
No, don't hit the bunny. Besides,
No,
you're locked
wait.
onto the bug. I like little mammals with bugs. Screw them.
Fuck them, man. It's Christmas time!
No, you gotta let Ryan aggro them before you use backslash. That's actually an interesting thing that later Xenoblades kind of made it so enemies pivot more slowly. Especially 2. Because in Xenoblade 2 you can actually backslash an enemy while they're aggro to you if you just move quickly around them.
You bunnies aren't worth it, but this bug will die.
Yeah. Yeah, you got your like talent art in the center. That was something that I thought was interesting that they got rid of it going forwards. Like Xenoblade X has replaces that slot with the overdrive ability, and Xenoblade 2 has like their own like elemental specials.
That makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, like this is like the most straightforward of the Xenoblade games. Like I love the series as a whole. I love the entire Xeno series.
Hey, we have another person, Green Saber.
Hey, Green Saber, good to see you.
I don't know who that person is, but hey, Green Saber, it's nice meeting you. But anyway, we are playing Xenoblade, and it's nice meeting you. If you have any questions, feel free.
Let's continue down the story path, because as much fun as side questing is in this game, I think it'd be probably the most entertaining for the viewers to follow the story path.
Oh, what's jump in this game again?
B button.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay, X button goes to the menu, start button goes to, like, the save menu, basically. Oh yeah, tap ZR.
Alright, ZR.
Yeah.
I am.
No, just tap it once.
Oh.
See, yeah, it gives you, like, objective information.
Oh, that's good.
So actually, if you look on the radar on the top right, the dotted line is the direction you want to go towards your objective, so you're kind of going backwards.
No! Curses, how could I do this?
Yeah, they've actually, like, really... that wasn't even there in the original. They've kind of, like, streamlined a lot of stuff.
To be fair, that's kind of what you have to do.
One of the biggest things I noticed when I was playing my game was they actually put, like, target markers on specific, like, items and enemies when they're marked as an objective for something, and they didn't used to do that.
Oh, wow.
So it makes it way easier to track down certain things.
You know, that actually...
Which is good, because, like, you'd find them eventually, obviously, but, you know, there's so many side quests in this game, it's nice to not feel like any particular one is wasting your time.
Let's kill this thing.
Although, they do like, an intro dump, essentially, of side quests, where, like, one dude will give you, like, 5 side quests at once.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, you know, like, Xenoblade X had, like, the job board, which was functionally the same thing. And then Xenoblade 2 kind of cleaned it up in that a lot of those more minor objectives were part of the Affinity Chart for your Blade characters.
Alright, I always make sure to get the blue orbs when I ever go through a setting.
Yeah.
Because it never hurts.
Oh yeah, no, it's like, you know, like little like Mario coin kind of things where it's like you encourage the player to chase after them. Actually, that's one thing that I thought was really interesting about Xenoblade 2. Oh, that's cool. Colony 9.
Yay!
At the right foot of Bionis.
Man, guys, I hope this place doesn't burn down horribly. Ever.
Dude, it's a JRPG. The hero's hometown will invariably be destroyed.
You're not wrong on that one.
It's just laws of JRPG.
Look, I'm just glad I didn't wake up. Wake up, Shulk, wake up!
But you did, you were sleeping under the tree.
Oh, fucking A, you're right.
Aha!
God, but we didn't start out as Shulk, we started out as Dunban, so...
Yeah, well, the Dunban gives you... That's a really cool thing, I think, actually, where they kind of, like, give you a taste of where this game's gonna go and throw you right in. Oh, yeah, so... Yeah, anybody with an exclamation mark. Actually... If you want to speed up the text speed, there's actually an option for it in the menu. She wants to take biscuits to places. Thanks, Marcia.
I'm gonna take care of your biscuits now. Good day.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you press start, you get like the system menu.
Start.
Yeah, and options lets you change some things. Like I always turn up the text speed because I usually read way faster than the text scrolls.
I can play on expert mode.
You could.
I'm not gonna do that actually. Mostly because we're doing this for streaming, and I always feel like it's better to be kinetic on a stream rather than anything that makes you do busy work.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it can be really rewarding to build your character with all the cool stuff you get from side quests. So, like, we might do a few just to, like, keep up with the levels of the game. Although, the way Xenoblade scales its levels is really, like, you are always right about where you're supposed to be. It's very difficult to get actually ahead of the level curve. And the reason for that is, level itself is a stat in this game. And there's, like, the level modifies your overall stats relative to the enemy you're fighting. So if you're fighting an enemy whose level is lower than you, you get very little experience from fighting them.
Oh, wow.
That's why it's hard to get ahead of the level curve.
Actually, it kind of reminds me of like what they tried to do in Fallout New Vegas, where if you go past the path of like, you know, where you're supposed to be on, you just get fucked up.
Princess Luna says, what happened to Colony 1 through 8? That's a very good question, honestly. Because we only see this, we see Colony 9 and we see Colony 6 in this game. I can only assume that everyone else died horribly to Mechon.
Well, you have to understand what happened to those colonies is that they were actually blown up into space, and they formed an independent nation called the Duchy of Xeon.
What? I had to think about that for a second because I'm like, the concept of space travel is actually discussed at one point in this game, and there's a reason why it's a problem.
I understand it's a problem. That was just my joke about... That was just a Gundam joke. It was just a stupid...
Yeah, but then I realized that the answer was way more complex.
You idiot!
Oh, this dude.
What the hell are you playing at?
Vanguard.
The Colonel's gonna explode.
Man, his mustache is
Look at
wonderful.
how animated he is.
How long have you been in the
Even his mustache is animated.
It's just that we were trying to go...
Oh god, I love how these guys sound.
But it's impossible to get back to the military district in only 40 seconds. I don't want any
Oh, they were speeding.
champions.
So, this guy's called Vanguard. I believe in the Japanese version he was called Vandam. And basically the character with the Van prefix is a recurring Xeno character in the same way that like Biggs and Wedge are recurring Final Fantasy characters.
Okay.
Yeah, like he was a bad guy in Xenogears and looked very different. And you get to hear, and he's just kind of the drill sergeant. He looks like Hulk Hogan in Xenoblade X, and he's like your really chill CO.
You compared two characters in Xeno to Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I think Tetsuya Takahashi likes Hulk Hogan.
I could easily see that.
But I'm not joking.
I am a real American. Fight for the right to
But in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Vandam is an actual party member, so he's upgraded.
Well, you know, sometimes you get a Cid as your party member, and sometimes you don't.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. That's right. I guess he's more like the Cid than he's like Biggs or Wedge.
Yeah, like, you know, Cid was actually the enemy in FF12, or at least one of the major enemies.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, no, he was the father of, Balthier, if you remember that character.
I know who some of the characters are. I never really got to play the game, though.
It's a good game, but a lot of people do have issues with it at times. I like it, but I understand the... Okay. I'll say this. This game... This game right here...
Alright, tell me that that's not based on Hulk Hogan.
That's fucking Hulk Hogan.
I showed Dave the picture of Xenoblade Chronicles X Vandam. Alright, we're about to get some lore.
Lore!
Lore.
All right, Shulk. How are you?
Dixon!
Dixon!
When did
Actually, he also kind of... Oh no! You wanna know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of Axl Rose.
Looks like him and
Oh, yeah, I
Robert's
gotcha.
been going well.
Like maybe Hulk Hogan by Axl Rose, or an older version. Of
Yeah,
him.
well, like the mustache
He has
is
more
what
like
kind of
an-
got me there.
He has like an older rock star look to him.
Yeah, he definitely does.
So
Yeah,
you can
Like
activate
you know,
it.
he used to be a wild guy in his youth, and now he's still wild but more responsible.
Like if you look at the Guilty Gear character of Axel, he looks like an older version of that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Everyone except him.
Uh huh.
Yes.
Like
If anyone other than Dunban were able to
Yeah.
control the Monado,
if only I could control the Monado, but that's too much Spider-Man power for me.
With great power comes great responsibility, lad.
What are these hidden functions?
Wait, I said that. I'm going to die. Shulk, you fucked me. You fucked me hard, Shulk.
Well, you are a father figure. Can't have those hanging around in JRPGs.
Oh no.
Yeah, like you can count on one hand the number of like RPG protagonists who have two parents alive.
the symbol appears on the
All you
top
need is
left.
actually about one
Each layer
finger.
is constructed differently.
I'm kind of joking. I'm joking
You know,
a
like-
little bit, but
It's not even a spoiler to say that like Shulk's an orphan.
yeah.
You know, they don't hide that all. They're just like, yeah, no.
Am I right?
No, like
Because like they get into that really soon. Actually, I think it's like
The Monado's power.
the part of Shulk's obsession with the Monado has to do with his parents.
But I do like Shulk's voice in this game for one reason, is that it kind of actually helps him stand out from other protagonists in JRPGs.
Oh, he does.
Mostly because he actually sounds like a smart kid, actually. Like he's he's more intelligent. So it makes it when he's like this regular like fighter character a nice contrast,
Yeah,
actually.
well, he's like a scientist. He's been studying this thing.
Yeah, so it actually fits him very well.
He's the nerd.
Like, it's, like, no offense to Japanese voice actor, he really does a good job, but it has more of, like, a classic...
Well, this has like one of the most unique dubs in all of JRPGs just because they did it in England. And it's part of like the distinctive character of the series at this point. At least in the West.
Man, Shulk, you're a dork. You have a turtleneck sweater. You got dork.
Why are you wearing a turtleneck? Don't you know it's 78 degrees out there?
Okay then.
I don't care. This turtleneck was given me by my... It was actually not given me by anyone important. I just wanted to
No, wait, it's like, what's 78 degrees in Celsius? We're here in England.
Rummaging for junk in the scrapyard.
Bionis doesn't know how to do Celsius.
That's why you're always looking so
You really don't know how to do Celsius.
get out, get
Bionis has to get on Google and convert it, where it's like convert Fahrenheit to Celsius, only he has a really gigantic iPhone.
I'm off to finish the album of Chinese Democracy.
What?
Chinese Democracy was the album from Guns N' Roses that took 14 years to finish.
I don't know music stuff, so I'm just like whatever.
Look,
Oh, that looks like it hurt.
yeah, it does make it look like he has flames surrounding his arm.
Yeah, he's like some kind of badass Gurren Lagann character.
And this voice actress later went on to be in Doctor Who.
Is it time to eat already?
No, not.
Didn't have
Wait,
to bring it yourself.
Karina Reeves?
You could have just called me.
I thought it was her, or maybe someone
No,
else.
there is a different young lady in this game who is voiced by the actress who played Clara in Doctor Who.
Oh,
Jenna
okay,
Coleman.
that's what I was thinking
No,
of.
the actress here is Karina Reeves.
Treat me like an
Okay.
And I remember their names because they actually came back for the English version of Xenoblade X as an optional character voice for your creator character.
That is so weird.
Yes.
But that's
If
awesome.
you chose classical voice for your male character, you got Shulk's actor Adam Howden. And if you chose classical voice for your female character, you got her voice.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Been unprepared.
And they actually bothered, like they would describe the voice as like classic, heroic, scientific or something. But then they would tell you who the voice actor was.
Oh, that's
So,
Stay here then.
like and they had like some major anime voice actors. Like you could have. For like your female character, you could have either the lady who played 2B in Nier Automata,
Still hot.
or you could have the lady who played Motoko Kusanagi in Ghost in the Shell.
Fuck, I want to be the lady who was Makoto Kusanagi.
My player Kun was voiced by Yuri Lowenthal as the heroic male voice. Whenever you engage the enemy, you know, he'd say something like, "First in, first to win."
Okay.
Tradition!
Or like, with the giant sword I put on my mech, he would be like, "Behold the sword of justice."
Thanks.
That is, like, look, it's
Yeah.
basically you're like,
You just-
who's the most generic anime
Gotta
hero
ham
voice
that
I
one
can
up
do?
all the way.
That's fair. I probably would have done that too.
But here we are with the British actors. Oh man.
Dunban's actor does a really good job
Finished
here.
yet. I have to be prepared to use the Monado again.
I will say that the little animation where they have him kind of twitching like that with his arm, it's like normally as a 3D animator, normally if you have your character twitching, it means you did something wrong. In this case, it means you did something right.
Hey, Fiora.
Dixon,
Looks like you're in a hurry. Where are you off to?
I just thought I'd take Shulk some food. I'm on my way to the lab.
Shulk's not there right now.
Really?
Shulk is in his
I just
dark
sent him out to get
days.
some fresh air. You know where he'll have gone.
Outlet Park.
That's the one.
Okay. Thanks, Dixon.
Man.
There's something about blonde characters in this franchise, and I'm trying to think of what the connection is. Oh yeah, you could save your game.
That might be a good idea.
They actually introduced an autosave, so, you know, if hypothetically anything goes wrong...
I'm being careful. Alright,
Yeah.
change equipment, because I want to see.
Hey, no, they made her, like, adorable here. 'Cause, like, the model was very, like, low-res in the Wii, so you didn't really, like, get much of a look at her. But now they just, like, emphasized her eyes and her, like, you know, girl-next-door hair. She's literally that cute girl next door. Okay. And she's prepared with a swimsuit
Yes.
right away.
At a moment's notice.
That's a cute suit, too.
It is a really cute suit, actually. But I'll get her, all her armor
Yeah,
on.
they sell this at Colony 9.
Yes.
That's actually, like, I believe this is what one calls schizotech, where the
yes.
level of technology is just all over the place.
Yeah. There's usually reasons for that depending on the, you know, game or movie or whatever.
Oh, like, JRPGs love doing that, where it's like, it's kind of like a high fantasy world, but then they also have, like, modern fashion and, like, cell phones or something.
Actually, this
Final Fantasy VII is the definition of schizotech, by the way.
Well, actually, I was discussing this on, like, so I do have my own Twitter thing called Exalted Speed, where I post about shit.
I hope you're sharing us on your Twitter.
I'm not doing it tonight for one reason, is that another friend of mine is running a stream of his. So I'm being nice to him.
He's our competition.
He's a good boy. I want to be good to him.
Yeah.
Like,
That's actually something I've kind of noticed is, like, there's so many streamers and stuff. Like, I shared the link to our stream on some, like, different Discord channels that I'm in, and they're also, like, some YouTube streamers, but they're also possibly streaming right now, or they stream many nights. I feel a little guilty because, like, you know, I like some of these people, but I don't really get a chance to jump into their streams all that often.
well, one issue is... Alright, let's get some experience for Fiora.
Of course, the thing about a lot of those guys is they're like solo acts, so they just like come home from work and then stream every night. So, yeah.
Well,
it's totally different from like you and I trying to coordinate with each other.
Yeah, now, to be fair, I also wanted to just do this for funsies.
This seemed like the perfect timing for this thing just because, yeah, as we stated, we love Xenoblade. And
it's a good game.
For it to come back like this... It's the underappreciated, you know, sibling of Final Fantasy somewhere in the world.
Look, the JRPG genre might as well just be called the underappreciated sibling of Final Fantasy.
This is true.
Like, look at how Dragon Quest is treated in the West sometimes.
Oh, God, it is.
Like, I love Dragon Quest, and I'm this is not me
Oh,
insulting.
here we go. We got lore.
Lore.
Yeah, the idea that the sword that Bionis had was the Monado. Apparently, much bigger.
You know, it just henshin down. It just trans. To be fair, the Monado does grow and shrink. You know, you just gotta rub it very hard.
Yeah, really, yeah.
Fiora.
Or shake it very hard, depending on what...
This is the most, like, girl next door thing to do.
It tastes so good.
She brought him lunch.
Really?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
You're my childhood friend, Fiora. Nothing will get us between us, even the shippers.
Not quite. It's always delicious.
That's right, it's a running joke that Shulk doesn't have a sense of taste.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's...
Thank goodness.
I think, like,
I
Dunban
use
doesn't
some special
think that
herbs
she
and spices.
is that good of a cook, but Shulk
So if you
likes
said it was
everything
just
she
the
makes.
same as usual, I'll know
Oh.
for sure you had no
I'm reading actually this manga called Spy X Family, and one of the jokes is that the mom, of course, is a lethal chef, but her brother is so used to her cooking it doesn't bother him.
Wow.
And he's like, "Oh man, this is good," and when he actually tastes like real good food from her, he's like, "This is amazing." Like, keep in mind, it's just average food, like by her.
It feels like. I never thought it could be so quiet here.
You're spending too much
I do
Actually,
know.
now that I'm seeing these cutscenes, like, for the second time in the last 2 days,
Yeah, maybe.
I'm kind of paying attention more to the facial animations. Because... And I think actually because I wasn't thinking about the animations is a good thing, because it means they were working.
Honestly,
I feel like their facial animations have improved over Xenoblade 2.
honestly, as a general rule, sometimes it's just like, if you don't notice something, it's working.
Yeah, well, because Xenoblade 2 had generally good facial animations, but whenever they tried to do more intense expressions, they would look a little bit janky, and I don't know if it was like quite how they were rigged or modeled.
They had all the jank. All the jank in that.
Granted, this game is like less over-the-top anime than that game was. But Shulk definitely has some hot-blooded moments that I'm looking forward to.
Hot-blooded, check it to see. I got a fever of 103.
Well, you know, if you want to go with the Gundam allegory, he's more of an Amuro Ray character, but every now and then he shifts into Domon Kashi mode.
He does. Guys, I completed a quest.
Oh yeah, we got heart-to-hearts.
Yep. Alright, and I switch characters. How?
Oh, okay, so cancel out of the battle menu. Press X. The X button. X button. There we go. Party.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, you just choose who's the leader. I actually like these windows. They really work. I'm always interested whenever I see an RPG kind of find a convenient and also clever way to make the classic menus work. Although, yeah, like you're not gonna be fighting much stuff without Rhine right now.
We're gonna...
Let's go get our friend Rhine back.
Do I want to jump?
Shim says, I shall return to your stream. I have to eat meat. Yes, meat is good. We also ate meat.
We ate
We
pork.
ate the meat of our enemies that
We ate
defeated
pork
in
tonight,
battle.
and, you know, I had to...
Yeah, we actually had a really nice grill out before we did this. Because Dave and I actually haven't seen each other in person since...
whole
since like the
thing.
last live stream that we did. Was that Mega Man X5?
Yeah, no, that was before everything kind of went to shit.
Yeah, that was literally like right before the lockdown.
Yeah.
And, well, actually, like, I would have trusted Dave to come over because he's a good guy, he's good at social distancing. I am the ultimate social distancer because I try to act cool on stream. I'm the biggest introvert, so...
Honestly...
I had, like, no human contact.
Honestly, I wouldn't trust myself coming in because here's the thing, I was working retail for
Yeah,
the longest time.
but you probably were also, you were, like, wearing gloves or mask or stuff, and...
I was the only one in my store who was.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Dude, I was the first one to start doing it. And I actually have left that job recently for reasons.
Well, all you space cadets who know about how retail jobs go, yeah. You already know. You already know why one would want to leave those.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. In the last week I was there, keep in mind, this is not too far off from what happened. It literally became mandatory to wear, like, masks and gloves near the end.
Yeah.
I was there. And keep in mind, this was last week.
I mean, I had to do a quick run to, like, Home Depot in order to get some items to fix a few things around the house today, and they were like, no one's allowed in without face covering. So fortunately, like, I had masks before this whole thing started because I would do, like, Gundam model kits, and so for spray painting purposes, I had these painter's masks, and so they've come in handy.
That's fair. I actually am planning to buy, like, an air pump for when I start,
that'll be cool. Yeah, like, to do an actual, like, real spray painting.
Yeah.
Because I just have, like, the aerosol type cans.
I know, the aerosol cans are nice, but I actually want to do, like, airbrushing.
Oh, yeah.
I have a plan for one of my colors. My plan is to take one of the Freedom Gundams and turn it into a Superman custom.
That works.
Like,
That works.
look,
good.
I don't like Seed that much, but a Freedom Gundam in Superman colors?
I was gonna say, the Xenoblade stream is not the one where we're gonna get into Gundam.
It already happened, man! Joking aside, no, I would love it to do it in Superman colors. I think that model kit, especially with the wings and the red cape effect.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, like, seriously. I also have a shield. I also have a custom shield at home that has the S shield on it that I actually made ahead of time.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I wanted to get, like, that, and do, like, a Superman coloration. Because I'm a nerd!
Ron's like, I want to touch it. I really want to touch it.
Ryan, what are you doing? Shulk, no, I'm just...
It's got a mind of its own.
Oh! God, it's growing too fast! Like I said, I want...
It does have a mind of its own. Look at how that thing moves.
It does move.
Oh, you cut Fiora.
No, Fiora's been
Not
cut.
Waifu-chan.
Oh, huh. Foreshadowing.
Goodness.
Oh, she's fine.
Yeah, she's fine.
Fiora, are you okay?
I'm fine.
It's broken.
What? What do you mean it's broken? Don't you care about me? I could have died.
You're not hurt, are you? The Monado can't cut people. More importantly, what were you thinking, Ryan? Sorry.
I wanted
Getting
to touch
stolen.
You
it!
weren't here. I saw the Monado, and I know I'm here a lot, but even I need fresh air sometimes. Is your body still feeling numb?
I've become so
The
numb.
Monado. It's not a toy.
I can't feel you there.
I just wanted to touch you. Didn't know it would do that. Sorry. But is it true? The Monado really can't cut people. The pattern in that circle. Or maybe it's a symbol. I think it shows which power the Monado has at the moment. You think it's a symbol?
You see, it's like Green Lanterns and shit.
If I can find a way to increase the number of symbols,
If only
I should.
I could increase the number of all the symbols.
But why were you more worried about a machine than me, Shulk?
Well, I just...
Look, the Monado can't cut people!
That's not the point.
Sorry.
Pay attention to Girl-chan. Oh no, you excited his Monado.
The Monado Fusion!
Look at you. Work without the Monado.
Until I've scrapped each and every one of you.
Aw,
See, look at this. The game spoils itself.
I want to get my revenge.
look, I'll say this. This is the first time predicting the future has been a well-utilized mechanic.
Oh, it's so well utilized.
And it's not only used in the story, it's actually used in the gameplay mechanics.
That's why it works so well, is that, you know, there's this idea of, like, ludonarrative dissonance, where the cutscenes aren't consistent with what you can do in the game.
So guys, take a drink. He mentioned ludonarrative dissonance.
Did you see
Yeah.
anything?
I hate that word. It's like overly complicated for what it is.
Ludonarrative dissonance is a theme we have
you know.
apparently in this household.
Time had stopped. And then...
But, yeah.
Time had stopped.
Time has stopped. If I could turn back time.
Strange.
It's like, you know, you see your character do something incredibly badass in a cutscene, and you're like, man, I can't do that in the game.
And then you do, and it's awesome.
Looks like Dunban really is the only
But
one.
yeah, like the whole, like, you know, precognition thing, it works in both ways, and so
Oh,
it's consistent.
sorry. Anyway, the point is, to be honest, this...
Shulk, don't act as if...
Look, don't worry about
I've
Don't
been seeing the
worry.
future for a long time. It's not a problem, really.
It's going to be the future soon. I will always be this way.
I knew you were going to say that.
Look, man, I love that song.
it today.
I love it so much.
When we hit me is neither here nor there, really. Although, actually, he did end up hitting me.
Shulk could just be like a douche, where he's just like, constantly like, I knew you were going to say that. And he just says that to everything, even though he actually didn't.
Now I'm just imagining him like Joseph from Part 2 of JoJo's.
The next thing you're about to say,
That is one of my favorite little things in anything ever.
it's a good character quirk.
Yeah. And then it's like, now you're about to say.
Mobile artillery, that big machine that
It's
comes from
cool.
the residential district.
It's such a good bit whenever they use it.
You know your way around there, right? Yeah. Okay, I'll go with you. Yeah.
Hold on. The Magmel ruins are in Tefra Cave, right? I couldn't take it if anything happened to Shulk. He's delicate.
Yes, I'm delicate. Look at my hair.
Myself.
But
Okay, I got it. I'll make you...
a promise doesn't mean...
Sassy.
Nah, she doesn't mean it.
She doesn't mean it. Yes, she does, Rain. But I want to go with you.
She
You're
doesn't
so
mean it.
buff.
She totally means it. Yay, now we have complicated mechanics to work with.
Alright, arts. Let's just take a look.
Well, yeah, if you hit the... So right now you're on the menu where you can assign their location. But if you hit ZR, you can switch over to the level up menu.
Ah,
No, that was R. There you go. Yeah, backslash is always the answer.
or the heal, honestly.
Yeah, like, Xenoblade 2 really spells it out, where each blade is designated as attacker, defender, healer. But this game totally has that holy trinity, where Shulk is totally your attacker, Ryan will always be your defender, and you get a healer later on. But then there's like some interesting combinations you can do, because you do get like 7 party members in this game. And I've definitely seen some really interesting ones online where they'll have combinations I didn't think would work, and they just have the right skills applied in the right places. They want you to go fight Lake Magdalena.
I'm just... Look, what I usually do in this whole thing is that I just accept the quest. If I complete it, I complete it.
Yeah, well, that's what's cool about this game, is like the quests are just like all active at once, so you just, if you come across it, you'll be like, hey, I can beat this quest.
This quest is done. Wait, there's a quest! I'll take your quest. I accept. Thank you.
Yeah, they try to build up this whole like town of Colony 9 over here, and they build up the world that way. Careful, you actually can jump over that, and you'll end up in the water.
Yeah, I know. That's what I
Maybe
did.
not at this point, but at some other part of this area. Because I remember my first experience when I knew this was like not your typical JRPG. When I jumped into the water and started swimming around and ran into a level 50 enemy hanging out on one of like the lower sections, and I'm like, oh, okay. This really is like some crazy open world thing where you can go and
Hi, I'll
find
take your
stuff you're not
quest.
supposed to find. Desiree. So any character that has a name gets added to the Affinity Chart for this town.
Yeah.
And they, in order to max out the Affinity Charts to get like the best stuff out of each town, they do want you to do like all the quests and get to know everyone and find out everyone's day-to-day life and their relationships, and you're quite the busybody, honestly.
It kind of reminds me of what they kind of do in frickin' I actually have been playing the Trails series, and the thing about the Trails series is that all the NPCs have different dialogue that changes depending on events.
Yeah, you have like a reputation counter for each like town that you visit. So like if you build up like Colony 9 to 5 stars, then like I forget what really changes about it. I think you get like more items or something. It's one of those things. That's why one is capable of grinding in this game for like 200 hours. Because I feel like if you focus just on the main story, this is like a 60-hour game.
Yep.
Ooh, what's that? You found something that needed to be found. I don't even know. We found a wedding ring, apparently. Give it to Fiora.
Achievement
Be like,
solved.
we're 16 years old. I think it's high time we tied the knot.
We're 16 years old. We're British. It's time to tie the knot.
We're 16 years old, and the average lifespan of someone on this rock is 42 years old. So, yeah, better get busy.
Alright, I found a strong dandelion. And a black kiwi.
Really, like, what if like life on the Bionis was just like, you know, this horrible old-timey thing where people don't live very long?
Fuck, that would be scary. Let's see.
Oh, wait. Hey, what's that icon? Oh, okay. That enemy's icon indicates... Yeah, so the little dots trailing off from the side of its icon indicate that if there are other members of its species around, they will aggro to you when you attack. And sometimes, like, monsters kind of have a party that they travel in.
The bandit is dead. He was a good fighter. But
Yeah,
he's
well,
dead.
like, if you... like, up past the next hill is a monster called Evil Ragnarok. Ragnarok. I don't know. Not like the Norse thing, but it's weird. Yeah, so notice how that exclamation mark pops up when you're in the right spot to do something?
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so, like, you'll know when you're in the position to do backslash.
That's handy.
Yeah, like, Shulk, you want to move around the enemy, because Slit Edge from the side lowers their defense, and backslash does double damage from the back. Like, backslash is kind of like just a big hit normally, but you really want to maximize it by hitting them from behind. Yeah. I like that they added that, because depending on which Xenoblade you're playing, it's not entirely clear your placement relative to the enemy at certain points. It was the worst in Xenoblade X just because, like, the really weird-looking aliens.
Oh, God, that's...
It's like, when the alien is, like, a giant, like, anemone thing, how do you know where its front is?
That's a fair enough point.
Yeah, which is why they had, like, a whole, like, separate section of the HUD. That game's HUD was entirely too busy.
Well, you...
Like, this game had... I don't know, it's got the right amount of information, I guess, and you can kind of, like, toggle things on and off, depending on how you like it.
That's fair.
Yeah. That's one thing that really struck me the first time I ever played Xenoblade Chronicles, was how user-friendly it felt relative to, like, JRPGs I've been playing before.
They really do. I gotta admit, one of the things I like about Xenoblade compared to other Xeno games is that they really do try to make it easier to get through, and...
Oh, yeah. Well, like, technically there's no real game over in this game. If you're defeated, you just get sent back to the last landmark, but you still keep, like, whatever you got during that time frame. You know, you don't lose anything. Because I was telling Dave while we were making dinner that, like, I went into the cave over here, and then I beat a bunch of big monsters and then was defeated. And then I went and did some other quests, and, like, hours later came back, the treasure chests from the monsters were still waiting for me.
You will be needing the transport cases, right?
You look a little Miss Perfect here, thinking ahead.
Ah, I'm coming along as well. I'd feel better going with you boys than sitting at home worrying about you. So, let's get moving.
It's not perfect, but
I knew she didn't trust me.
she's very...
Looks like it.
Fiora is basically... She and Dunban have a really similar relationship to Shion and Jin Uzuki from Xenosaga,
Yeah.
where it's like, you know, this plucky young heroine and her samurai older brother.
Aww.
And Dunban very much, like, fulfills the role of Jin Uzuki, where he's, like, the older, more experienced swordsman who tends to protect the rest of the party.
Alright, let's go to the cave!
Haha, Bionis Shin.
Meh. I'm a frog.
You know, I think they flipped that graphic. Because I think in the original game it was on the other side, because Colony 9 was supposed to be on the right foot of Bionis.
I can feel the power.
Everybody leveled up, so...
I guess left and right don't totally matter in this instance. Putting the Bionis on the left makes sense, because like if you're looking at them from one angle, it's like Bionis, then Mechonis. Because, you know, this is one of those RPGs where they thoroughly explore their world, and I thought that was amazing. Because there was totally a thing where I was like, I wasn't sure if they were going to go to Mechonis or not for part of the story. And then when they finally go there and it's like this whole, you know, big world on its own, I'm like, oh man, you know, they are leaving no stone unturned when it comes to their world building.
Yay! We got our affinity up.
Yay! You might want to heal Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan's okay. I'm gonna heal him.
Ryan's okay. He's at a quarter of his HP. He's still quite alive. Bunch of jokers.
Hold it. I got some different equipment here.
Yeah. Let's start updating.
There we go. You're stronger now, Rain. Be beefier.
Watch out for that dude.
Do I just want to move past these dudes?
Yeah, you could go around, but there's also like an alternate path to the side back where you were.
Man, I'll just move past these dudes.
Okay, good. They didn't aggro to you.
You had issues with that, I assume.
Yeah, I was trying to beat that guy on my game and did not succeed.
I did.
Well, I mean, like just recently when I started. You know, I'm gonna have to come back when I'm a little higher level. Yeah, you've been aggroed by a bunny.
I'm just gonna heal myself. Oh god, I was killed.
Ryan, you idiot. You're stuck on the enemies, not helping anyone. Look, he's trying to get to you. He's trying to revive you. You fell over. Yeah, you might have too many, things. Yeah, unique monsters. I'm probably gonna, like, 50-50 be calling them Tyrants, because that's what they were called in Xenoblade X, which I think is a more fitting name.
Oh fuck, Fiora!
Yeah, y'all dead.
Alright,
Alright, you got beat up by a bunch of bunnies and frogs. How do you feel?
I'll be okay.
Bionis, don't fuck around. Oh yeah, and they're just like, by the way, prepare for battle, dumbass.
Yeah, well... Don't worry, I have to just believe in myself.
Yeah.
But...
Oh, see, look, there's dots on each of them. You can see the enemy's party.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm gonna go all out.
But this is also why it's time. Sometimes you have to level grind a little bit.
I feel like... I don't know. Let's see if we got any more equipment at some point. Because my goal for us on the stream tonight is to get far enough to wield the Monado, and then maybe do a little more from there.
We'll see what we can do. I do.
So I don't want to linger on like this early section too long. But
I'm just gonna try and get past this early section as best I can.
So left. Yeah. See, there you go.
I'm just gonna. I want to get to the Monado and finish up some stuff there, and then maybe we'll do more at a later date.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say. We've definitely like taken some looks at certain games and not totally finished them, and depending on the type of game and the length. This game is enormously long.
I wanted to.
Wasn't like Chugga Conroy or someone like he started it and he took like a year to finish this game on stream?
Yes.
Yeah, that's how long this game is.
That's about right on this one.
At least if you're really trying to do like lots of quests and stuff.
But yeah, no, the reason I'm also trying to do this is that I also want to make sure we level up. Just...
Oh, I agree. Like, I don't have a problem with, like, fighting some of the enemies along the way. But going, like, too far out of our way is all we should do.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try and focus on this dude.
Let's see, Shulk... I think, like, within a level or two, Shulk's gonna get an ability that lets him reduce aggro. Oh, yeah. Chain attack. Just press up on the D-pad. Alright. Oh yeah, if you stack red attacks, they get stronger. And white is like a neutral thing, where you can like continue the combo.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, basically you want to have like the same... Like, you chain the same color attacks together, but you can continue... you can switch to white to continue the chain, and then chain into any color.
Yeah.
From white. So it's, yeah, this is like chain attack mechanic.
But we did take him down.
Yeah, you got it. No, I was just pointing out all the different, like, things. Let's see, Princess Luna says, to be fair, he was sick at the time during the LP. Oh yeah, okay, so Chugga Conroy had to, like, take a break, I guess.
Makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, I mean...
Chugga Conroy's weak, we are strong.
Yeah, we put out a video once every 3 months.
Are these the Magmel ruins?
Haven't you been here before?
Nope.
The Defense Force often uses it for training, but I come here to do research. It's not really a place that people go.
Not surprising. There are monsters around here that use Mechon parts as armor.
Was this built by the Mechon?
I don't think so. There's a path for people to get in. It might have been a vehicle of some kind.
Like the Defense Force hover transports.
A vehicle? But it's so big.
It is big.
It's amazing technology. I wonder what kind of people made it.
I ain't got a clue.
Let's keep moving.
Right.
Alright. Let's do this. So,
Fighting the bunnies. Yes.
yeah, well, they're the Iron Bunnies.
That's right.
These are Tony Bunnies.
You know, yeah, I'm not gonna say anything, but I remember there's like a thing that happens later up here.
Let's see. Ooh.
We've definitely gotten stronger.
Yes, we have gotten stronger, Fiora. And now we'll become gods! Always check the back.
Oh yeah. And you found it. You found that thing I was thinking of.
What?
You got aggroed by that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, prepare to die. Scarfy the Strange, welcome.
Hey, Scarfy.
You're about to watch Dave get owned by Wall Slide Grinry. Let's see. Sometimes you can continue the chain attack beyond the first 3 rounds. It kind of depends on like affinity and stuff. Yeah, so you're seeing, what is he? He's level 9, you're level 7. You're seeing how level is a stat in this game.
Yeah.
Where you're doing like 20% less damage to him because he's a higher level than you, basically. And he's doing like 20% more damage to you. So yeah, you're fucked. And it's kind of frustrating, honestly, but that's how they kind of like make levels matter more. It's not that there's actually a huge stat difference between each level, it's just because level itself is a stat modifier.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
No, that's because in the ultimate, the highest level enemy in the entire game is level 120. Mm-hmm. The level cap for your characters is 99, which means said super boss is always getting a massive buff just by virtue of the fact that he's a higher level than you. In fact, it was so extreme that in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the level 130 super boss, they had to remove that stat modifier, otherwise he was unbeatable.
That is insane.
But they had a DLC boss that was like a slightly lower level. It was like a level 125, but still had the stat modifier, and therefore was really hard.
Oh, fuck that.
I had to use, like... I had to use Cosmos, Telos, and Shulk as my lead blades in order to defeat it.
Oh, fuck.
But it's actually, it's like this whole quest that requires you to have Cosmos from Xenosaga to begin with. Xenoblade 2 is great. It crosses over like all the Xeno games, except for Xenogears, because Squaresoft.
Yeah.
Because everything else is still like technically Monolith Soft, and Xenosaga was when they were in Namco. Yeah, see, look, you got a game over, essentially, and you still have the treasure chest waiting for you.
Yeah.
You literally didn't lose anything. So you could technically level grind against this group of enemies until eventually you defeat Gwynry. Let's see, Shim says, somewhere in the future, far away from here, the Xenobladers, heroes in the sky. No blades, no glory. Taking a stand, ready to crap on Final Fantasy again. No blades, no glory. And Scarfy the Strange says, good to see you two streaming again. Why, thank you. We've been wanting to do this for a while, and, well, we all know what's been going on in the world. Although, I don't know, I feel like YouTube, like, I don't think they censor people as much as they... like, there used to be this whole thing where, like, if you talked about it, they'd, like, censor you or something. And I don't think they're still doing that as much. I don't know. It's this whole miasma bullshit. So instead, let's have a giant lizard fight. Yeah, so he's level 9 and destroying you. And look at that. You gotta level up from something. Shulk and Reiner level 8. You gotta level up mid-battle. I thought one of you was dead at the time. I don't even know how that's possible.
Magic.
Like, the fact that you leveled up... Yeah, don't load. Gotta load us right back to, like, when we started. But that's kind of what I'm talking about when I'm like, this game is incredibly user-friendly. That, like, that level that we got just now, we didn't lose it. And the treasure chest, still waiting for us. So basically, the trick to getting past that part is to, like, kind of run past the lizards when the named monster is not looking at you. Because he aggroes on sight.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, because the lizards themselves are not a problem. You can also lure enemies. You remember how to lure enemies?
Yeah, to an extent. I'm just doing something... I'm just doing what I want to do right now.
Let's see. Shim says, YouTube is censoring anyone talking badly about China and... China now, not COVID-19. That's true. Yep.
I think then we should probably stop talking about that right now, Mr. Dave.
Yep. Suffice to say, I am very much against it.
I make it clear with what I am, so, you know, hey.
And I think, as an American company, they should be loyal to America.
Well, you know, as we're real Americans and we have to fight for the right of every man.
They'll fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. Xenoblade is there. I want to see a Saturday morning, like, G.I. Joe style intro to Xenoblade now. Alright. Yeah, you might want to, like, move fast, though, because Gwynry kind of patrols the right side of this area. There you go, see? As long as he doesn't catch up with you. He mostly just hangs out at that dead end over there, but he kind of, like, has a few feet that he walks around in, and that's how he sees you when you fight the lizards.
Yeah.
I feel like that's actually a really intentional spot. Like, they want the player to get trapped there and defeated, just to illustrate how game overs work.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, one of the reasons why I'm not too concerned about our levels right now is because I already played through this part earlier today on my file, and so I remember how the enemies are scaled through the next section of the game, so we're good.
Mm-hmm.
I see you guys doing the @Hal&Dave thing. That's all well and good. Like, you guys can do that. You know, it makes sense if it's like a bigger live stream with like a lot of people in it.
Yeah, no, I would recommend.
But we're reading all of your comments because there's small audience right now.
It's only like a couple people at this point, dude.
We're always thankful that you guys show up, and hopefully people will come back and watch this later. I don't know.
Honestly, we'll try and make sure we schedule these things a little bit ahead of time for you guys to know, so that way
we were actually having a discussion before we started this about live streams versus pre-recorded stuff.
Yeah, like I didn't post this on my Twitter because a bunch of like the people who follow me are following another dude right now. Oh hey, it's Renault.
Hey. Sup, Scrubs?
And I didn't want to interrupt his stream because he's streaming
late
Superman.
to the party, I see.
He's streaming Superman movies tonight, and I want to make sure I'm there to support.
Okay. Neat.
Yeah, he's streaming All-Star Superman and Superman vs. the Elite.
Oh, those are good movies.
Yes!
Dude, I thought you were talking about, like... I think it'd be like, oh, Man of Steel or something.
Nope. Fuck.
Dude, All-Star Superman is like my favorite piece of Superman fiction.
Dude, I love All-Star Superman. Look,
it's one of the few graphic novels I ever bought.
Fuck, man. Ron needs to actually get you Supreme too. It's not as good, but you might like it.
Yeah, I feel like Saturday night is also kind of like the night where you're probably competing with the most YouTubers.
Yeah. It's Saturday night at the moon.
Yeah. Just kind of works itself out though. Yeah, we just need to like... We need to get our rhythm going. We need to figure it all out.
Look, I have more time. I don't have a job.
Yeah, Dave doesn't have a job anymore.
Well, I kind of do, but, you know...
Let's fight this ancient machine. Ryan needs some healing. Ryan's at 158 HP.
He'll be fine.
Ryan's fine.
Thought you were dead.
Now he's dead. Let's see, Renault says, so this is the game to play, Hal? I swear you're dragging me further and further into Xeno Hell. I consider it Xeno Heaven, thank you very much. But this is the new hotness that just came out. The new hotness that's been around for like 8 years, but... I make the argument, like, as far as the story goes, I like Xeno Saga the best because it's really complex, multi-layered, character-driven story. But unfortunately, it's spread across 3 games, so... And the 3 games themselves have inconsistent quality. Damn.
Well,
you got
leveled
beat by
up.
that thing?
Yeah.
And so... I think that Saga, if you actually bother to play it from beginning to end, has a really great story. I think Xenoblade Chronicles, this game here, is probably the best overall video game Monolith has ever made. It doesn't have a bad story either. Like, there's a lot of really fun characters and twists. But, it's not the kind of story that, like, keeps you up at night pondering the mysteries of the universe the way Saga did. Yeah, make sure... Basically, like, Ryan is your lifeline. Like, as long as Ryan stays up and draws the aggro, you're good.
Ryan, I believe in you.
Yeah, the portraits on the left side of the screen show how, like, spirited your characters are. I love that aspect, and I'm a little bit sad that this version goes with these more, like... I think those are just 3D renders. Whereas they had, like, the promo artwork for the characters in the original version. And then they get a little fire behind them. Yeah, Fiora's fired up. Yeah, do not hesitate on that chain attack. Okay, so break then topple.
Break.
Pink is always a break art. And then green is topple.
Okay.
And then Fiora can do yellow, stun. Combo. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, that thing's stunned. And it has to try to get back up, so wail on it. Oh, why are these things so tough?
I don't know.
They're below you in level. Wait, you won? I guess?
Are you okay?
I'm fine. How about...
I'm alright.
What on Bionis were those?
I
I've never seen
did it.
like 'em.
Could they have been Mechon?
Is there still like another? I don't know.
I don't
I'm
know.
gonna watch that back and be like, what happened?
They didn't seem like.
Huh?
I don't know.
I'm lucky.
They would probably be...
This is why I also try and level up a bit before I go.
Fate has smiled upon the Dave.
I think when I did this the first time I was like level 10.
Oh, I was too, actually. I did like some side quests earlier, just now. Now, like, if I thought we had like all the time in the world and could maintain people's attention, I would be like, yeah, let's side quest. But no, you gotta get to this part. It's it's some kind of Starscream thing. Wait.
Starscream.
I mean, it is a transforming flying robot. So apparently Renault is currently printing a Destiny Gundam COVID face mask.
Oh wow, I want to see that. I want to see the edgy boy Gundam face mask.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he and I were actually going back and forth earlier today about how comfortable it might be to wear 3D printed stuff. He was saying you just put some padding in there, so maybe it works. I don't know. But you need ventilation. That's the other thing.
So,
Alright. Now it's on.
It sounds different.
Also, that's a very unfortunate NPC to stick right in front of the camera.
it's true. But, alright. God, I love the look of these things.
Oh, yeah. I remember thinking at the time, like, this was the first Xeno game where you couldn't pilot a mecha yourself. But I guess that it's good to point out this game was not meant to be a Xeno game.
Yeah.
It was originally called Monado, Beginning of the World.
And then they were like, just make it Xeno.
Yeah, supposedly that was like Satoru Iwata's idea. They came to him and he was like, you know, one, it should be Xenoblade because Xeno is your legacy. And then two, you guys get an extra year to try to finish this game because I really believe in the project.
Oh, Satoru Iwata, you are a good boy.
Yeah, he's the best.
We got it.
Yay!
That's what's interesting is, like, this game is, like, in some ways, like, the least Xeno of any game to bear the name Xeno, because Xenoblade X immediately goes back to, like, sci-fi space opera stuff and evokes a lot of, like, the Xenosaga stuff. And then Xenoblade 2, actually, once you get through it, it has a lot of, like, progression and beats similar to Xenogears. And some very overt references to previous Xeno games. So it's really like, this is actually like the odd one out. Yeah, because like Xenosaga was like their baby. Like it was meant to be the expansion of the Xenogears universe that Square wouldn't let them do. And once that ended, I feel like they must have been a little disheartened. But then if you look it up, there's actually like a physical model of Bionis and Mechanis that they made that was the inspiration for this game. Like this was before they knew what they were doing at all.
So this is what I did when I first played.
Oh yeah, there you go. Into the water.
Yep.
I feel like they want you to do that.
I thought they intended you to go back, and I thought I was being clever with this.
Yeah. Some artist on their team like made a physical model of like two, you know, monsters fighting each other, and that was their inspiration for what eventually became Bionis and Mechanis and this game.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it looks really cool when you see it. Like, it's one of those things that has like a lot of like detail and texture to it. I feel like it's, you know, like a foot or so tall when you look at the pictures. I don't know the exact size of it. Congratulations. Your town is burning down and being attacked by robots, and you choose to fight the flamingos.
Yeah. Because I want to have extra levels just in case.
If I remember right, the enemies are level 5 through 8 up there. That's why I was saying I wasn't too concerned about levels. That, and this is kind of a scripted section, you know, we're in the story.
I mostly did that as more of a joke.
Yeah. Well, you know, I noticed this. I had accumulated a whole lot of side quests at this point, and I actually completed a couple of them down here on the way back, and I thought that was really nice, because, like we were kind of talking about before, when Jrpgs used to just, you'd be stuck in the story, like, you'd have no way to leave that scenario, you couldn't even, like, fast travel somewhere, you'd just be like, okay, you gotta beat this part of the story before they turn you loose again. And this game doesn't do that.
Nope. It does give you a chance. Imagine...
Although they will keep this burning particle effect forever. But yeah.
We are bad guys!
Nom. Nom. The asymmetry of them is kind of interesting. Because they have like the one big grabber arm, and like not even much of anything on the other side, it seems like.
They're eating people.
They're eating people! They're gonna eat me! Oh my god!
I will say, yeah. That's kind of like another Xeno thing, is when they want to have like really awful enemies, they usually eat people.
That's fair.
Heads up, Ryan. If this thing wants to fight.
You know, the Xenosaga had the Gnosis, which were big on that kind of thing, and Xenogears had a few things like that too.
Oh yeah.
Right. Mechon are invincible unless you topple them. So, purple. Yeah. Right now, Shulk has 2 arts that can break them. Okay, he's ready to be hurt. Yeah. It's the Stream Edge, which is pink, and then his talent art, the Turn Edge.
It's not that easy.
Turn, edge, turn.
Although I suppose it's not... There's a spoiler to no one to say that Shulk is gonna get the Monado.
Yeah. Look, that's not really
considering he's in Super Smash Brothers with it. And he's really feeling it.
Look, this is a remake of a game that was released years ago.
Yeah. Because his basically it's just that his talent art gets replaced with the Monado powers.
Run away! I think.
Yeah. You don't have to fight them even if they aggro you, you just keep running. That's one of the things I kind of enjoyed about having everything on the field in real time, is you can definitely, like, you can see when battle's coming, you can prepare for it, and you can also choose to run from it. Wow, that guy did not care.
I'm just...
He's just sitting there being like, I wonder what s'mores taste like.
I wonder if I can feel things. I mean, I'm a robot. I'm wondering, so I can feel wonder.
Shim says, Warhammer 40k versus Xeno. Book it, Vince McMahon. You know, that reminds me, I could be totally wrong, but I thought I saw an image of, like, I don't know, the Emperor of Mankind, or something from, like, Warhammer 40k, who looked... It's like a dude on a throne hooked up to machinery, and there is a dude later on in this game who looks just like that, and I'm like, huh. But having occasionally followed Soraya Saga's Twitter account, she's the wife of Tetsuya Takahashi, the president of Monolith and the creator of Xeno. She's a huge JoJo nerd, among other things, so it wouldn't surprise me if they like Warhammer. They like most things, actually. They have so many things they're into. Man, look at the specular on the metal face now. Not Square Stash.
No.
He got better.
He's dead. What will we do?
Waluigi will be the ugliest face in town.
Waluigi wins.
Ah, apparently Renault gets to go back to work in person on the 15th, he says. So it's good to have that mask.
Honestly, yeah. I'm almost done with my class, and I'm gonna be taking an A+ exam pretty soon.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, I've been working on some stuff on the side over here. My friends know what that is, but, you know, Xenoblade.
God, when I... Actually, I should mention recently, since Renault's bringing up Gundam.
Time to be Gundam.
Well, here's the thing. My friend Will actually is trying to get into Gundam. And he was like, dude, I want to start out with, like, that Death Scythe you have over there. And just the Death Scythe Held Custom Master Grade I have.
It's like, yeah, why don't you just, wait, like, building them or watching them?
Building them.
Okay. Yeah, here you go. Just, you know, here's a 1/60th scale. Go to town.
No, I'm gonna give him a perfect grade. 1/60th scale. Oh God, I can only. That would be painful for me to watch. I love He's a good friend.
He's a big boy. He can handle it.
Yeah, I know. I believe in him.
Yeah, that reminds me. Like, Xenogears and Xenosaga have a tremendous number of Gundam references and Star Wars references. And so this is also an odd one out where this probably has the least references to pop culture.
Yeah.
Again, this wasn't meant to be a Xeno game.
Yep.
And, you know, actually, Baten Kaitos was another game made by Monolith around the same time they were making Xenosaga. And it looked interesting. I never played it, and now I kind of wish I had. Like, it had, like, people in the sky with wings. It was, like islands in the sky. Like, it reminded me of Skies of Arcadia. I don't know. Yeah, this is like a good Let's Play I could check out of that. That'll be the easy way.
Okay, I believe you.
Go now, Fiora.
Run, girl Chan.
We believe in you.
You take care too.
Yeah, the faces are just so much better.
Yeah.
Because in the original game, the faces basically had no animation besides lip flaps up and down and eyes blinking. And the eyes blinking were just textures. You know, here they're actually modeled. And so that's a huge improvement in this game. And that's actually kind of an improvement from that Xenoblade 2 kind of pioneered. Because, like, the original version of this game and then also X, very limited facial animation, which was actually kind of surprising because Xenosaga had really extensive animation on all parts of the characters. But that game was way more story heavy. Like this game was just straining the Wii to its limits to have this much objects and stuff on screen at once.
Basically.
Because the Wii was just an overclocked GameCube. No, you gotta topple these dudes.
I know. I was waiting for the...
Yeah, Stream Edge is actually better because it is like an AoE.
Yeah, no, I was waiting for that.
Yeah.
I was waiting for it to charge.
Yeah. Oh, I know, like this a little harrowing moment here. Like the little bug ones. Let's see. Oh, Princess Luna says Baten Kaitos was okay. They never finished it. Renault wants to get some silk gold plot in order to print a Zohar. Nice. Well, actually, yeah. You know, back on what I was working on, I was actually learning how to do Blender, which is a 3D modeling program, and I started doing some like Zelda stuff, and with the Triforce, I'm like, oh, this is a religious artifact here, and you know, the Zohar is also a religious artifact from video games. Oh, you got to topple this dude.
I know.
Yeah, they're like using other arts before toppling them is almost pointless right now. It's raw damage 2! Oh, apparently Baten Kaitos had really bad English voice acting.
It did.
Was there an option for the Japanese?
That was a close one. You never cut out this stuff.
That's a good question. I don't remember because I never thought about that.
That's the weird thing. Like,
To persuade me. Tell me about it.
well, because like this game does include the option for Japanese, but the British accented dub is actually really good. Like I've listened to both of them, and I feel like they work and really capture the characters and express well. It's Xenoblade 2 that I didn't like so much. They tried to insert like a lot of accents and stuff, which made it sound goofy. And I think also the actors weren't experienced with like video game voice acting because it really felt like they were having a hard time syncing with the lips.
If you want to kind of explain it, America has more of an anime dubbing scene than the UK does at this point.
Oh, no, like, I wouldn't envy the task of anyone trying to lip sync with those face animations they had in Xenoblade 2.
Well, no, what I'm actually referring to
Sorry, I kept you waiting.
Yeah.
is back in the day, like, you know, UK actually did do dubs, but a lot of them that have kind of don't have that experience or trying to, like, they don't really have the experience yet to really do anime voices like in the UK style.
No, they weren't ready for it. All right, so we got Dunban, and as an AI party member, Dunban's always going to make sure to use Monado Enchant. So now you can hurt the Mechon.
Thank God.
Yes, there's much lore-based reasons for the Mechon's invincibility and the Monado's ability to defeat them.
Nice one done, Shulk. The residential district.
Looks like we'll have to...
All right.
Yes.
Let's go for justice.
Let's go already.
Let's go. Let's go.
This is like an actual human-made mecha here. Hums made.
Yeah.
I kind of like the whole like hums as what they call their race, even though it's another one of those things I think the British dub gave us that wasn't in the Japanese. I feel like the Japanese language version was just more straightforward with what they called things.
I'm just, at this point, I'm just making sure I level up here.
Well, if you look at Dunban's level, he's a god of war compared to you guys.
Yeah, but, you know, the experience. Plus the items.
Oh yeah, you do get some Mechon parts out of this. That is another element that kind of feels like MMO-ish from this game. I mean, I know a lot of JRPGs, enemies would drop items, but like they really drop all these like crafting items and junk. Mechon M72. I'm curious if there's any like logic to the model numbers.
There probably is, but we need to read like an art book or something.
Yeah, we gotta like the Xenoblade perfect work. That. Oh, you reminded me. So due to everything in the world, I tried to get my hands on the like art book version of this because I've actually gotten the art book collector's edition of every Xenoblade game so far, besides the first one. Like I started with X, and then I got Xenoblade 2's thing, and I really like those. I love seeing the art that goes into these series. And couldn't get like a reservation on it or anything, and then so I actually just downloaded this game. Way easier than having to go out for it these days.
Right now, there's not really much of a choice in that matter.
Well, I saw something that like GameStop had gotten the collector's edition in, and I'm like, two things. One, GameStop still exists, and two, no way. Considering the closest GameStop to us is inside a mall, which I'm pretty sure is still shut down.
Alright, the problem with GameStop right now is that it still is the problem is that
I don't know.
It's like a cockroach. They always somehow survive, even when you think they shouldn't.
Well, like they were trying to stay open, pretending to be essential business back when everything started, but they just held out long enough to get that like Animal Crossing and Doom Eternal money, and then they were like, "Yeah, we're done."
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt really shady. I actually worked at GameStop a very long time ago, and yeah, it was shady. I mean, I had like a pretty good boss who was like more honest, but like then like the higher up guys would come in and be like, "Why haven't you sold people on pre-orders of Call of Duty?" And I'm like, "Eh?" And I'm like, one, Call of Duty doesn't come out for another like 6 months, and two, I don't think they want Call of Duty.
We want Fall of Duty.
Yeah, really. But it was one of those things where, like, I had very few hours, and I ended up just being like a seasonal hire, and I didn't care. Like, I got so few hours that when they were like letting me go at the end of the season, I'm like, doesn't even make a difference.
Ryan's right. You can't go on like
All
this.
right.
Shulk!
Dunban's had too much Monado.
Dunban.
Hey!
This time, it's my turn.
Shulk! No! It'll kill you! Shulk!
A vision.
A vision of Escaflowne?
What's happening? What the? Wow, Shulk's pretty awesome. How could this be? Shulk is using the Monado. What was that? Shulk, more company. Ryan. Right.
Ryan, Dunban.
Where is Dunban keeping that katana?
It's a floatable katana.
Shulk, do you feel all right?
He keeps it like a pocket square.
Yep.
But there was something strange. Just now.
He just like he just like.
I could see into the future.
These Mechon are awfully polite, letting them have a
There's
conversation.
another power of the Monado.
See into the future. What are you saying?
Ike.
Are you certain? Shulk,
Yeah.
Yes.
I see. I remember Dixon saying that the Monado had a hidden power. Could this be it? What?
They're like, okay, we're fighting now? That's good.
We're fighting.
They don't pay me enough for this. In fact, they don't pay me at all.
Got it!
They're per me.
Now we have the power of the Monado, and we're really feeling it. And this is why Shulk is the best dude in this game, because he can always hurt Mechon with the Monado.
Yeah. Let's just keep you healthy.
Yeah, did you make sure to enchant everyone?
How do I?
There you go, Monado's ready. Okay, yeah, left side is enchant. Oh, Shulk went down.
Fucking A!
That is a problem.
How the fuck did that happen?
You got chainsawed is what?
Okay.
Well, that's a thing that happened. Oh yeah, so yeah, the left... I wish the icons were a little more clear because I found myself looking at them earlier. I'm like, which Monado is which? I think enchant also gives them like a small buff as well.
Just double checking.
And obviously the Monado Buster is a big bad slash that does extra damage to Mechon. That one aggroed you? Yeah. Actually, yeah, make sure... Now's a good time to make sure that you're actually properly using your arts like backslash, because correct use of your arts helps to increase your Monado gauge.
Oh fuck. Oh well.
You're good. Let's go find Fiora.
Fiora, where are you, Fiora? I'll take everything.
Dunban is an interesting bit of character animation because all of his animations continue to uphold that his right arm is messed up, and so he became a lefty.
Oh god, they're all over there.
Yeah, okay, so if you hold ZR, and then if you holding ZR and pressing up commands them all to attack the same enemy as you. Pressing right, I think, lets them do whatever, and pressing down causes them to fall back to you.
I'll deal with it later. Meh. Alright guys, we're here.
We made good time here. We'll actually get to go deeper into the game, I think.
A little bit, yeah.
That's only...
I gotta actually leave like at 15 minutes around 10, after 10, so...
Oh?
Just got some stuff to take care of tomorrow and I want to make sure I'm up for it.
Well then.
I know.
I did not know that until just this moment.
Well, I'll stay here till 10:30. It's also, I'm just trying...
Hal just keeps streaming to the end of the game. I streamed for 3 days straight and finished the game.
You...
Metal Face is so strong, not even the Monado can hurt him.
Alright, topple, topple.
I've always kind of like wondered about the whole like Mechon defensive armor and why weapons don't hurt them.
It's not working.
But I guess if the Monado has magic to enchant, I guess it would be enchanted armor as well.
Cut through Mechon with ease.
Science and magic at once.
Science magic.
Other Mechon don't have that.
I like it. Now they have like actual bloom lighting.
Monado has no effect.
You can like see those energy lines coursing through and glowing.
Stay back. I'll take it from here. No, you can't take any more.
Now we get the like cool hero music.
This music is so good.
Everyone, get away! Right
Oh, Fiora, that mecha is so cool.
What did I just... Fiora! Get back!
I won't let you hurt any more people. We will save Colony 9!
God, I love Metal Face's proportions. Like, it makes that... Like, it's a really awkward pose, but it's really good looking, too.
Honestly, Metalface has a great design. He's...
Oh, I've always thought so.
Can you pass me one of the Cokes?
Yep, that's what I was getting for you. I was getting Dave a drink because he's playing. Can't get up to go to the fridge.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Go, Fiora, go!
Point blank. In the face. He almost felt that one. Almost.
You hurt my metal face!
My face must be polished after this.
Fiora!
Honestly, this is one of the better handlings of, like, a JRPG's protagonist motivation.
Oh yeah, here we go.
This feels like an origin in all the right ways.
So Fiora is Uncle Ben?
Yes.
Okay then.
Fiora is Uncle Ben.
God, they all go like eater.
And, like...
Okay, so when I was watching this before, I was like, I hope they didn't censor the red blood. And no, it's more red than ever.
Of course. Look, sometimes Nintendo...
Oh, I love that moment with Shulk. The unbridled, I'll kill you! That is the most raw emotion. Alright, let's topple big boy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah!
Now Metal Face is feeling it.
Fuck you, Metal Face! But yes, Fiora's Uncle Ben. Here, I even have a picture that says Fiora's Uncle Ben. You want me to show you the documentation
Look at Shulk just losing it here.
Yeah. That's a great scream. That was a great anime scream.
I like the kind of like weird metallic roar that Metal Face does. Yeah, I feel like he's like he like knows they've been given the order to retreat.
Yeah.
And then he just looks straight at Dunban and is like, I'm out of here, bro.
And thus, we have an origin story for our protagonist.
You know, like, I kind of feel like, you know, the Mechon were all kind of like watching this unfold.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, it's not really a spoiler to say that there is a like master Mechon intelligence that controls these things, and it was probably very amused by what was happening.
He's like, Holmes.
Scarvy the Strange says, I thought she was piloting a mech, not a fridge. Well, you know.
You nearly made me spit up my Coke, you bastard.
Is this the women in refrigerators joke?
Yes.
Oh,
I've
yes.
forgotten what it feels like. I never thought it could be so quiet.
We're going back to, you know,
You're spending
Girl
too
Next
much
Door
time
Chan
with Ryan. You're getting
talking
used to all
about
the
how
noise he makes.
pleasant the world is
maybe.
with this guy that she probably likes.
It's so peaceful. You know, Shulk, I hope every day
They
can
built
be
that
like
one
this
up.
Always.
I did not see that one coming when I got into this game, honestly. It was like a legitimate surprise.
It's a shocking surprise. It's
because they let her hang around and like I did whole side quests with her. And she
they
leveled
let
up and
you
everything.
play as her.
They pulled an Aerith Gainsborough on us.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, but it's a really impressive way of handling the story.
Dunban?
Oh yeah, the inciting incident in this game is really well done.
I just can't do it. You got more guts than me. Not at all. It was him that consoled me.
Oh. I guess that's the type of guy he is.
Yeah.
Big brother Dunban.
Dunban's like,
Hold it in there.
He's the strongest person I know.
yeah, I'm Dunban, I fuck. That's Dunban, he
I
fucks.
think like Dunban's only supposed to be 21 years old.
But I will shed no tears.
Um,
A year ago, I felt the
Yeah,
same
like
sense.
Xenosaga actually has like some older characters in it, whereas Blade kind of goes back to your typical JRPG stuff, where it's like everybody's like mid to late teens.
On that stretcher, they were all I thought about.
They're way more mature than any teenagers I've ever met. But
I'm gonna pretend Dunban's at least 28 to make myself feel better.
well, he behaves very similarly to Jin Uzuki from Xenosaga, who was 35.
They fought to protect them,
Yeah, no.
and we won.
That makes sense.
Although to be fair, Jin was in the military at the age of 20, so Dunban is just like Jin at that point.
I decided that there and then.
How does his Japanese voice actor sound?
Shulk,
About the same,
tell you the same
you know, like,
thing.
so to speak.
Older male?
She wanted to protect us.
Yeah.
I was just wondering. 'Cause
He's not like super deep, but you know, he sounds like a adult male.
So
I was just wondering.
Okay.
Remember the gift of life that for you.
The casting in this game is actually
I
fairly appropriate to how they sound in Japanese, including.
I hope to.
Well, you know, for anyone who's played Super Smash Bros., this already got spoiled. Metalface can talk,
Yeah.
and he's got a crazy like Cockney accent going on. And when I found out in the Japanese version, he's played by Norio Wakamoto,
That makes a lot of sense.
who is also a large ham. It just works.
I've made a decision.
Huh?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it was in Shulk's Smash Brothers trailer and in Smash 4 and Smash Ultimate, where Metalface hops on the stage, and he's like, "Fancy meeting you here, Monado boy."
Find it and destroy it. Destroy them all. What are you laughing at?
Sorry. It's just a bit weird. I never thought you'd be the one to say it.
Ron was ready to go to war, but Shulk beat him to the punch.
Yeah.
Thought I'd try and talk you out
Ye-
of that.
yeah.
Okay, this is what I like about this,
Sound right?
the storytelling, and like, Xeno in general kind of averts some of these tropes, but especially this particular moment,
There are two versions.
where I feel like a lot of other stories would try to be like, revenge is not the answer, and this is a bad thing to do, and now they're just like,
Keep shouting.
it's like, we're gonna go do it, and we're gonna kill him good, and no one says otherwise.
Go then.
Look, they're machines, blah, blah, blah.
They're not people.
They don't count.
Get some people like complaining about Mechon rights.
Mechon right. Mechon are people. Mechon rights matter.
But you know, I don't want to go there actually, just because there's a lot of stuff you do learn about Bionis and Mechonis.
There's a lot of interesting stuff. It's a complex thing. Here's the thing. I think they learned the right lessons at the right time. Is the best way of putting it.
I mean, for the writers or for the characters?
Both.
That's true.
Look after yourselves, boys. As soon as this heals, we'll be right behind you.
Until then,
And then we will seize our destiny.
until then, you're only 2. But then we'll be 3.
3 manly men alone in the wilderness.
They'll be the first all male
with
Sentai.
no women.
They'll be the first all male Sentai, which was Sun Vulcan, and it's the only all male Sentai.
14 years earlier.
14 years ago, we were on a snowy adventure. This was a song we sung, but
Somewhere in the Himalayas that don't exist right now.
Well, you know, it's always in the Himalayas, don't you know? Don't you know?
Man. You know, I can't stress enough how impressed I was with how thoroughly they explore their world. Because, like, all of these locations that you see in these cutscenes that have to do with, like, flashbacks and lore, these are all places you end up being able to visit.
Oh, wow. That's always cool.
Yeah, like, I know the exact spot this is.
Nice.
And I think that's, like, a really good... it's a really good thing that the whole, like, world fits together in that way.
Yeah. I'm probably going to finish off one more quest, and the only reason I'm leaving tonight early is because my dad wants me to get ice, which means I have to go to 7-Eleven, and they close at midnight.
Oh. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hulk Hogan has come to save the day.
Or Axl Rose, depending.
It's a chilly reception.
No! These boys are dead!
Monado and its merry men. Says Scarfy the Strange. Yeah, I guess at some point I needed to point out that, so, while, like, Xenogears and Xenosaga had a huge amount of, like, Judeo-Christian symbolism in it, this game, of any Xeno game, probably has the least. But it does have the Monado, which is the Japanese way of pronouncing monad, which is the, Gnostic, like, it refers to the one true God in Gnosticism.
Yeah,
So, yeah, a sword named after God. Also apparently wielded by God.
God, sword, God, sword, God, sword, God, sword.
Yeah, really. Well, because, like, if the Bionis had it.
Alright.
But yeah, for the most part, like, this shifts more towards, like, fantasy style.
Alright.
And not as much
Don't
science
mention this
fiction.
on stream, but I did. Here's that pic I was talking about earlier.
Yay! That's funny.
Stream, you're not gonna worry. You're not gonna know what I.
That's not stream friendly.
It's all very well going
No, it
after that
isn't.
metal-faced Mechon. But shouldn't we have some kind...
How about checking out Colony 6?
Colony 6? The only other Homs colony left.
Well, we're Colony 9, and we're going to Colony 6. Isn't that a bit...
Because apparently 1 through 5 and 7 and 8 all
I
bit
don't
the
know.
dust at some point.
I don't know. What happens if you put Colony 6 and Colony 9 together?
Colony 96.
Yes.
And if we can get
Wait.
to the knee, Colony 6,
Sounds like a plan.
I'm horrible. I'm horrible.
Yeah.
Alright.
I can only assume... Oh yeah, crafting. Like I said, I can only assume that the other colonies met some terrible fate.
Die.
Considering it's one of those things where it feels really weird to assume that these other places just exist out there in a game that explores its world so thoroughly. So I'm going to assume that they don't exist anymore. Maybe, for all we know, Colony 9 is like built on the wreckage of like Colony 3.
Not Colony 9.
Or like every now and then they update it. You know, there's like Colony like 2.8.
We are the new Colony 9 was the one that was skipped into 10 update.
Yeah. Colony 10. Colony update has installed.
Yeah. Now I'm on a journey to kill a giant robot.
Yeah, it's a really curious like naming scheme, honestly.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe there's like that's always why I like reading art books, because sometimes the lore is actually there and being like, so you see, the colonies were this whole bullshit that we didn't explain in game because it just took too much time.
Well, you know what? In so Xenogears, they had this like vast lore planned out because like the overarching lore takes place across 10,000 years. And Xenoblade Chronicles is the same way, where that ancient battle was 10,000 years ago. And so, theoretically, in between time, there was a lot of stuff that would have happened. And so maybe that's what happened to all the other colonies, is somewhere in between the last 10,000 years, there were several other colonies that happened. Well, I feel like they kind of reference the origin story. Oh yeah, you want to go fight stuff. They kind of reference that origin story of the ancient battle. Like, they do believe in it, but I feel like at certain points they're kind of, like, skeptical. They're like, you know, we don't know if it's a fairy tale or if the things actually were alive at one point.
Everything's a fairy tale! Clearly, you know.
Princess Luna says they couldn't pay the property taxes forced onto them by the Mechonis landlords. That's what happened to the colonies. That's as good an explanation as anything. So the whole Mechon invasion right now is just like a big repo attempt.
The Mechon. Oh, hey,
Ooh,
treasure!
chest.
Yay!
You got armor out of that. You can update your armor at last. I was gonna say, that's one thing why doing side quests is pretty beneficial in this game, because doing like the more complicated quests will usually get you armor pieces.
Let's see.
Let's see. Oh yeah, like armor has classes between light, medium, and heavy, and usually the heavier the armor is, the more physical defense it has, and like lighter armor tends towards being like agility or ether oriented.
Okay, fair enough.
So yeah,
I am now this.
I think Ryan is one of the only, like, Ryan and maybe like one or two other characters are the only ones who can really do heavy armor effectively, because he's Ryan.
Yeah, and it's Ryan time.
I assume Shulk is like average height, like he's like 5'6" or something, and Ryan's just like a head taller than him. So Ryan's that big kid in school.
Ryan's just apparently prepared here, but now I am dork.
Yeah, I've got mixed feelings on the way they write Ryan, and I discussed this with a friend of ours at one point, and we both looked at him the same way, but we both either decided whether it was a positive or a negative. Oh, that thing's still going to defeat you. I've tried, trust me.
I'm going to give it a shot.
Alright, chance. Well, also, he's got his posse around him. Because, like, you know, as we've already kind of seen, like, you know, Ryan and Shulk are longtime friends, and being the biggest, toughest dude in the party, Ryan feels responsibility to protect everyone, especially Shulk. And so that's kind of his character, is that he just wants to be there and protect everyone. And so I kind of don't like it in that it feels like his character exists in service to Shulk. But our friend was saying that like he actually thinks that's like a really interesting positive about his character, whereas yeah, so it's like two different ways to look at it. Yeah, like I said, that well, it does a poison effect, which is part of why it's so hard.
Oh.
Yeah, that toxin shower.
Yeah, fair enough.
That and you got modded by Jrpgs.
I did get modded by Jrpgs.
Yeah.
They're...
I was gonna say yeah, okay. If you're intent on going for one more half hour, I think we can get to the big moment that everyone knows this game for.
Oh, we can probably do that.
Yeah.
But first, let's
see, for Shulk, maybe Stream Edge would be a good one, because like all of their arts are good for the most part. Shulk in particular, every single one of his arts is useful. You can also actually upgrade Monado arts as well, but that's a little more like later game stuff.
Let's see.
Whereas for Ryan, Wild Down is something you always want to have.
I can actually upgrade that.
War Swing is pretty good because it's a 360-degree strike and tends to aggro enemies. And yeah.
That should.
Obviously, there's actually a lot of different ways you can build the characters in this game, but you know, generally speaking, making Ryan draw the most aggro is the most advantageous.
Like I said.
I actually found a way to beat higher level enemies later on in the game, where like their stats are so high that you can't hit them with most of your attacks, but I set it up so that Ryan had an ability called Spike, where every time they attack him, they take damage.
Oh.
And so he would just sit there guarding, and they would kill themselves by attacking him. Luna says he's like 6 hours away from Hit Upon Ricky. More than that.
No. I can't hear that name without thinking of something else.
Okay. I was gonna say that's more like 20.
It rhymes with on. Anytime he mentions him, he always mentions him in that way, and sorry, I unfortunately unfortunately I can't think of Hero Pawn Ricky without thinking he's a good friend, he's a good boy. Sometimes.
Khan!
It's true. There we go.
Nom. Oh yeah, they got the exclamation mark because that soldier asked us to fight these. Yeah, I tend to not move around that much in battle in this game, actually. I usually just set myself up in the position that I want to use my next art in, and then wait for Ryan to aggro them.
Well, I did complete the quest, though.
This was another thing that I loved about this game when I first played it. Again, like, feeling how user-friendly it was compared to older JRPGs. Because most of those other games, it's like, oh, you completed the requirements for a quest, now you have to walk all the way back to the last town and talk to the dude who gave you that quest to get a reward out of him. But here it's just like, most quests will complete on the spot, and you get the rewards immediately. Even mid-battle.
Die, Iron Buddy, you don't belong in this world.
Because I remember, like, a lot of older games, a lot of older JRPGs, there's definitely these stressful moments where you were afraid of going deeper into a dungeon or something, lest you get a game over and lose your entire progress. And this game's got none of that. This game's just like, hey, you know, you can be as stressed or unstressed as you feel like.
Well, for one thing, you don't have to worry about losing items.
Oh, yeah. And actually, I went and kind of like banged my head against Wall Slide Greenery for a little while earlier today, and the game apparently has a casual mode in there.
Oh, wow.
which allows you to decrease the difficulty or the strength of the enemies. And I'm kind of glad it's there, because definitely, like, while I'm fine with as much challenge as this game wants to throw at me, there's definitely going to be some, like, newcomers especially, who they want to know who Shulk is, they've seen him in Smash Brothers, or maybe they like Xenoblade 2, and, you know, they just want to get, like, the story, and I'm cool with that. Like, if a game can feasibly have a, like, you know, story mode, essentially, I think that's good. Like, in RPG, it's actually really easy to do, because you just, like, basically you just add a modifier to the stats by, like, a percentage, and you've already made the entire mode.
An ether lamp.
Yep.
Don't traders use these things as guideposts?
Yeah,
Okay. But let's keep our wits about it.
definitely.
We gotta keep our wits.
Leaf Mystery.
I could jump down there.
Unless you land in the water, you're gonna hurt yourself.
I'm that fucking good.
Oh, you hurt yourself.
I did.
The water was not deep enough.
Nah.
Fall damage.
I did it like a man. That's what matters.
I know, I was really surprised when you, like, start up Xenoblade X, and Elma's just like, you can jump off this cliff if you want. And then you do, and your character just does, like, a big superhero landing, and you don't take any fall damage, because that game just decided to be different.
You can jump off this cliff like a man, and I'm
Of course, you land next to the level 50 Brachiosaur.
gotta take these things out, I guess.
Oh yeah, you gotta fight the spiders. The very angry spiders. Yeah, there's an entire, like, side quest string. It's not quite post game, but it is, like, really late game, which actually gets into the lore of the Arachnos. They're not just spiders; they have lore.
Look, I just assumed that everything in Xeno has lore until told otherwise. It's really the best way to be with these games.
The Bunnets don't have lore. As far as I know. Watch, I'm gonna, like, immediately look them up and be corrected. It's like, actually, the Bunnets have a rich history of taking materials from palms in order to hold in their hands. But the Arachnos have actually had, like, an impact on the history of Bionis.
Take my hand. What a bunch of jokers, eh?
Back on that whole, like, colony numbering discussion, no other, like, Xenoblade 2 does not do that. Like, the locations have, like, actual names of cities rather than just being numbered. So I don't know where the whole colony thing's going. Gotta go find the Xenoblade Perfect Works or something.
Look at the emblem. No wonder it's been so long since they...
Rind.
Their injuries.
Made by no mecha. It was probably the monsters that live... Man, that's grim. I don't want to go like this.
They probably had families.
The heroes get a dose of reality.
But why'd you say that?
Oh.
No reason. Just thinking of families.
Rind. Shouldn't we return them to the Bionis?
Huh? Oh, right. What's born from the Bionis is returned to the Bionis. That's the way of the Homs.
It's an interesting little religious practice, it seems.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Well, it reminds me of, like, archaeological
If the monsters
stuff
had
where
been wide awake.
Thanks.
they find, like, the earliest examples of humans burying their dead, which is very different from any other creature to have walked the earth.
That's fair.
Shulk.
Definitely,
already.
like, adds to
Didn't
the
slip a
world.
wink.
Yay.
Hey. Why do you think the Mechon attacked?
I'm probably going to end it after this bit because I do have to actually get going for my dad. So.
Yeah, I was hoping we'd get through the next little event.
To be in a Mechon.
But I do think this is a not bad place to end it.
You know what?
But this is Xenoblade, guys. I like this game a lot myself.
When it happened. But
I recommend it.
It's not your fault.
We're gonna kind of like end after this scene then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You did great.
Because
More to come.
more to come.
Perhaps.
In the future.
I don't know. In the future, we may or may not play more Xenoblade.
Why you
In the future, we are Xenoblade.
This game is definitely a very large commitment, which is...
survivor from the Nardo expedition. There was a
We've tried to stick more towards
that sounds right.
more digestible games, but man, Xenoblade
Maybe.
To be fair.
it just came out. Favorite JRPG.
I want
I-
to work out if that's the real
I have a lot of different stuff I have to actually show off sometime, unfortunately. A lot of it is on my PS4 account, though.
Don't you see?
Oh yeah, no, if we buckled down with this, we'd have so many games to play. But we can't be like... I don't know.
I'll take the next.
I don't know how like some of these guys manage to get so big. Obviously, these days, certain YouTubers are able to put out videos every day, and it's their job, and they don't have to worry about like other jobs and interferences.
Nice.
But nope, we're not like that. We are quite poor
We are poor men.
out here in space.
We have to
A
rely.
vision, a
I have to-
smoky vision.
I have to rely on the space rabbits and eat them.
Yes, it's the moon bunnies.
They are delicious, delicious moon bunnies.
The future.
Oh, that's
Hey,
right.
Chaos!
This guy's got a nice voice.
It is every man's desire to change the future. Is that not so? Even if everything has been predestined, will you not oppose it?
You're right. He is. This character does bear some resemblance to Chaos from Xenosaga.
The Monado will grow with you.
I'm just saying.
If you can
Look,
find
I do like my space Jesuses, okay?
the future is yours.
Good to know you're still around.
True, Leonardo.
The true Monado is your heart or friendship. You know how this goes.
This is the power of love or something.
So like I said, I always, even though not all the costumes look good or the armor looks good, I do like the fact that it actually changes with the cutscenes.
I think when you wear like a full set, it usually looks good. It's when you mix them together when you become a fashion nightmare.
Yeah, it's true.
What are you playing at?
That's why they actually have the appearance settings in this game, which was also in Xenoblade X, where you can just like choose how you look versus what your stats are. Which is kind of nice, honestly. Otherwise, my characters all just end up being fashion disasters. With really good stats, though.
Look, that's what you want.
Their beauty is on the inside. That is to say, their numbers.
There's this actually pretty good anime called, I forget what it's called exactly. But the joke is that the main male character is such a focused gamer, he doesn't care what he looks like as long as his stats are good.
That's what I'm talking about. No, dude, you gotta heal Ryan.
I hit the wrong button.
Ryan's over here getting eaten by spiders.
Here, I'm just gonna
Yeah,
do
Monado
this.
Buster hits down the line, that's good. Yeah, Stream Edge would be a good one because you could hit all of them at once.
Here, Ryan.
Yeah. Fortunately, like a little bit farther into the game, we'll be able to get a proper healer party member, and then Ryan will be more durable.
This is supposed to represent the experience.
Oh god, you guys are clinging to life.
Yup!
You're fighting Director Arachno. It's just like a spider in a business suit. This is Director Arachno. You will refer all your reports to him.
Rain, here.
Alright, circle around behind the enemy and backslash him. Oh,
If that didn't happen.
apparently it aggroed to you? Yeah, Ryan's got your back. Now Ryan's down. Well, Space Cadets, this is what happens when you don't level grind.
It surprisingly helps in this game a lot more than you would think.
Well, it's like I was saying, level is a stat, and they do kind of assume that you do some side quests. They definitely don't assume that you do all of them, because I remember the final boss of this game was actually very easy for me because I did almost all of the side quests.
Yeah. I'll say this, but yeah, right now, this is a fun game, but it does help to actually do side quests.
Yeah, we may end up doing something off camera to just improve our level before we come back to this.
But
yeah, Dave and I had this whole discussion where this is his file to play on stream, and I got my own file because I would not be able to keep my hands off this game.
basically, you don't understand. I'm playing this while it's glued to his hand.
Pretty much.
It's very hard right now, but it is what it is.
Specifically glued to my Switch, but you know.
Yeah. But this is fun, guys. We'll talk to you later, and hopefully have a nice night.
All right. Thanks for everyone who tuned in.